The workforce of the future may not have the requisite skills necessary yet. That's according to a new study from the Conference Board that finds 500,000 job openings for those with computing skills in the United States. Joining us right now is the CEO of CA Technologies, Mike Gregoire. Good to see you, Mike. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, great to see you, Maria.
So you have a great vantage point here. You're one of the largest software developers in the world. Tell us about finding the right people that you need to put in those jobs and the skill sets. Can you find the skilled workers here in the United States?
You know, it's a struggle for sure. You know, the workers that you want and the skills that you have take many years to develop. And in order to make that happen, you have to start thinking of programs on a global basis, really. You know, we talked about what the Conference Board says. That's 500,000 jobs just in the United States. If you go to the second biggest cohort of economy, it's Europe. They're $500,000 as well. So that's 500 million jobs as well. So that's or 500,000 jobs as well. So that's a big pool. Coupled with that, in Europe, they just did a study that came out of Brussels, and 44% of Europeans do not have any digital skills. So when you think about what we're trying to do of moving people up in the economy, wage inflation, and making sure we keep unemployment lower, if you don't have these skills, you're going to be left out of this economy.
Michael, where's the gaps in our educational system? I mean, as you look, obviously we have, there's a huge debate on our, high school diplomacy rates are dropping in some communities. And then you look at our colleges, and college tuition rates are screaming through the air. I have 2 kids in college, actually. Where is the gap? How do we fill that?
Well, it's a very debatable question. Opinion of one, and where we at CA are focusing our attention, also the World Economic Forum, who Maria and I know very well from being in Davos, is we're trying to get into, not only we're trying to deal with gender diversity and displaced workers on a global basis and get to them earlier. By the time you get to your 20s, if you haven't got some of these, science, technology, engineering, math skills, it is just really hard. Like, can you imagine being a 21, 22-year-old college kid that starts learning tuple calculus or starts learning some of the science, technology, engineering, and material sciences or chemistry? It's just really difficult. If we can make those subjects more approachable earlier on, I think we have a higher probability of keeping them in the program over time.
Let me ask you, Mike, tell us about CA right now. Where's the growth? I was reading notes from your analyst day recently, talked about the mainframe business, the enterprise solutions business. Where do you see growth at CA, let's call it the next 5 years?
I think you're going to see it, obviously, in security. I know you guys talk about this a lot. I mean, that's something we have to be vigilant on. We have to continue to invest in. There's a lot of bad actors, a lot of threat vectors. They continue to morph over time, so you have to stay on top of that. So I think security is going to be really big. There's this other thing. It's a little geeky. It's called DevOps. And really what you should think about that is, how do I take an idea and get it to an outcome? It's probably going to be in software. But software is very complex. So how do I take my idea, get the code built, and get it into production in a secure way? There's a process for that called DevOps. We're still in the early days. AI is going to have a big impact on that. And this is the whole notion of automating the automation. And I think you're going to see a real increase in creativity as well as an increase in productivity over the next 4 or 5 years, because great ideas that people have, you're going to be able to get that into code much quicker.
And you mentioned cybersecurity breaches, obviously dominating the headlines every day. We have a new study by your company finding that just over half of app developers are responding to new vulnerabilities. Tell us about that.
Well, when you're building applications today, you're using a lot of open source and you're using a lot of commercial components. So you just don't start from scratch and build it, get into an editor or a word processor and start typing code and compile it. You're pulling pieces from multiple different locations. So when you do that, the average app has about 72 components. And of those 72 components, 54 of them that you're using have known security breaches. That is completely reckless. So what we're trying to do, and I think the industry is trying to do that, is get security built way earlier into the development process. My generation of programming, when I was writing code, we never thought about that. The modern software programmer has to take security into consideration as soon as they have the idea of an application they want to build.
Are businesses doing that, do you think?
I do. I think we're starting to see a lot more of it. And once again, there's a lot of products in the market, and trying to get these together in a contiguous suite of products so the bad guys don't hit you in between where one security protocol hands off to another security protocol.
Big issue. Really big issue.
Very big issue.
Yeah. Mike, it's great to have you on the show.
Great.
Thank you so much. Good to see you again, Mike Gregoire from CA.